Om Namah Shivaya. I was speaking last satsang about that the guru and the disciple don't have to have a great difference in level, because if the difference in level between both is very big, it's very difficult for the disciple to follow the guru. It's very difficult. For example, imagine you go to a guru like Jesus Christ, and Jesus Christ tells you, leave everything you have and follow me. You have to leave your family. Imagine Mate leaving your family. Can you imagine? You have to leave your family. You are so attached to it. And all this, and your things, your goods, your objects. You have to leave everything and to follow him. It's very difficult. So people, to follow a guru like Jesus Christ, you need to be an apostle, a great disciple. Or you cannot follow the guru. Or you go with Abhinavagupta, yes, to Abhinavagupta, this great teacher, and he will tell you something crazy, you don't understand anything, because he speaks only in Sanskrit. And what to do with the guy? Yes, only Sanskrit. And what to do? You don't know Sanskrit, so what to do with this? You understand nothing. Or it's very elevated, it tells you about something crazy, you don't understand, they tell you where. Because according to Brahma Sutra, there are hexagon words in Vaikuntha planet. I say, what is this guy speaking about this? What is the hexagon words? Because you didn't read Brahma Sutras. So all this thing, yes. So the level between guru and disciple has to be more or less the same. Obviously, not completely the same, because if like this, a guru is a disciple directly. But not so big the jump, or the disciple cannot catch up with the guru, even if the guru explains everything. Even if the Abhinavagupta, Jesus Christ, explains to you everything. Many things you cannot understand, because belongs to another level of consciousness. You understand? So you understand. For example, there are some experiences with a blue cube in meditation. So I start to speak about this blue cube to you, and you don't understand. What is this? Why are you speaking about the blue cube? There is a blue cube, and there is a effervescence. This state is Sahasrara. When you penetrate Sahasrara, some states like this happen. But you have no idea, because this belongs to another level of being. I know that you are sure that your level of being is the highest, and I know this. But no, you are wrong. But people live like this. This is the highest level of being. Yes, nothing higher than me. No, there are higher beings, higher than you. For example, Shiva is you, but in a higher level. You understand? It's you, but in a higher level, not ego. It's not ego. It's not an object. He's alive. Ego is dead. That's why ego cannot do. Ego cannot do because he's dead. A dead thing cannot do. For example, I don't know, this case is for my glasses cannot do. You cannot tell them, hey, do something. No, if it's inert, it's jada. It's dead. Dead matter. So dead matter cannot do. Only living things can do. That's why Shiva is alive. Ego is dead. That's why when you try to do with ego, you cannot. You try to change with the ego. No, you cannot. Now it's very limited, the capacity of doing by ego. Okay. I had the experience with having a higher teacher than me. I had the experience. I don't recommend you. So I wrote in the book, I experienced something like that with my own Sanskrit teacher. Salvador Costa Parga, I told you, an eminence in Argentina, the creator of the Codex Dictionary, and the first Argentinian dictionary. So because before the Spanish dictionaries came from Spain, So he was the creator of the first dictionary in Argentina. An eminence in Spanish, an eminence in Sanskrit, in many languages. He knew Russian, he knew German, he knew Italian, French. So when you deal with a guy like this, it's very complicated. It's very complicated. I had the experience. Imagine that happened in 1989, so 34 years ago. Now maybe I can tolerate better this teacher, but at that time, no. So he knew too much about Sanskrit and other languages, Latin too. He knew too much about other languages, history, geography, linguistics, etc., that I had a hard time trying to understand him. Very complicated, very complicated. The guy, for example, by heart, knew the German map of Germany, knew by heart everything. So he put the map for us, and he was speaking about the map, yes, without watching the map. So see, because the river this, you see, the city that, this is describe all the map, because he was describing the process of moving of one word from Sanskrit to Spanish, for example. Crazy thing like this. So there is a moment with so much information coming from him that you cannot anymore. You collapse. You understand? You collapse. It's enough. Okay. So my intellect very often just had to give up, which resulted in serious headaches. I had strong headaches because my intellect couldn't. It's like an engine. Yes, okay, cannot anymore. What to do with? No matter how much he tried to be understandable. Due to his massive knowledge, I could never feel comfortable in his presence. Never feel. Intolerable. Because you say something, no, because I read he display your he showed that your knowledge you read is nothing in comparison to his knowledge. So it's crazy. You say, no, but in history I read that this is like this. Yes, it's like this, but like that, like that, like that, like that. A million options. Yes. So you say, okay, fed up with this. Yes, it's intolerable. It's like you read something about World War II and the guy is an expert in World War II. You understand, describe every battle. So it's crazy. So there is a moment you say, you cannot have any opinion. You are silent most of the time because what to say? What to say with this guy? Impossible. One time I say, it's strange, but Visarga has a echo. Visarga. For example, Namaha, Om Namaha Shivaya, Om Namaha Shivaya. He told me, no. Inside the sentence is without echo. Om Namah Shivaya. And in Vedic Sanskrit without echo. Things like this. You say, look at you. So Namah, no Namaha. With echo, Namaha. Namah. So he told me, Namaha sounds so bad because he's post-Vedic. He likes Vedic. So he spoke to me all the time in Vedic. And I didn't know Vedic. I knew post-Vedic, something. At that time I was starting. And when you start in Spanish, we say hacer nuestros primeros pinitos, to make our little pine trees. When you say in Spanish to make our first little pine trees, means in Spanish, in this idiom, that you are starting. What the discretion is, I don't know. It's like the little pine trees. And so suffer a lot with this guy. Poor guy. Sometimes I have a headache in his class. Yes, I couldn't. And the guy was there writing in the blackboard. And okay, I wanted to kill him. There is a moment I wanted to kill him because it's intolerable. The knowledge is intolerable. In Latin, I told him, why they say pace? Pace, no, triquinta, some number, triquinta. I don't know what number is triquinta, some number. Why not tricinta? Because it's che, according to the Pope and the priest of Catholic Church, they pronounce like che, this C, this C. No, it's K, he told me. Triquinta, not tricinta, it's wrong. And start a discussion about the sound of che or K in Latin. So imagine, it's intolerable. Never ask him anymore about Latin because the guy was an expert in Latin. He told me when I passed the exam of Latin in university. I passed all the exam of Latin in Latin. He asked the professor because he felt more comfortable like this, not in Spanish. So it's intolerable. It's okay. But at the end, you realize that you don't have any opinion because every opinion you have, the guy improved your opinion by 1,000. So it's useless. It's stupid. One time at the end, he told, you have some time, I want to describe you the Lunic mission of Russia in the 50s, the Lunic mission. Yes, so I start to show us, because he liked a lot science more, so he started to show us a lot of blueprints of the Lunic mission. This satellite, yes, they sent to the moon or something like this, some spaceship. All in Russian, and he started to read in Russian to translate for us. He's a crazy guy. And sometimes he told me, this is the Bible I like the most, in Lithuanian, the Bible. The Bible in Lithuanian, he was reading for us. So there is a to say, okay, guy, it's enough. It's enough. Headache. That's why the level of your teacher cannot be so big, because it's crazy. So there is a moment when you don't remember anymore. It's like Abhinavagupta. Yes, every doubt, he makes a book with your doubt. So it's useless. There's a moment say, well, okay, really, it was useless for me, my psychic teacher. There is a moment it was useless because I couldn't follow him. It's massive. I need only little Sanskrit. I didn't need million languages and linguistic, and you understand? He was a linguist apart, so he knew a lot about language. So he started sometimes some discourse about languages and maps and geography. You know, it's crazy. And he died already in 2009. It's an eminence. He was an eminence in Argentina. This is one of the problems as far as acquired Sanskrit knowledge, if your intellect is not powerful enough, is concerned. This is one of the problems when you learn Sanskrit knowledge. Of course, everybody thinks that they are the happy possessors of a powerful intellect. This is the problem with people. All the time imagination. What is the highest level of being? In my level. It's imagination. I have a powerful intellect? Yes, I have, yes. But when I thought so too in the past. But when a person finally meets one of those massive intellects, he realizes that his intellect simply cannot cope with the task of learning so many things at the same time. There is a moment when you say, no, okay, it's enough. And I had university at that time. I finished university chemical engineering. Yes, I have all education, but the guy knew so much that it's impossible. It's impossible. So what to do? The first time is a serious intellectual challenge. The first time I met my Sanskrit teacher, he told me that he would not teach me to write in signs, in Sanskrit, Devanagari, because it was too elementary. He told me to teach this. So fortunately, I had learned to write in signs on my own previously. I did it with my logic. Studying the signs, I decipher all the logic of Sanskrit by myself. So I said, look at the way they join science. So I studied by myself. Nobody had taught me that. So he was happy. He told me, okay, you can use my experience and then imagine the position of a spiritual aspirant meeting a massive guru who is not only a Sanskrit scholar, but also a self-realized person. Obviously, if the aspirant is not up to the task, he will feel frustration in the end. Even if that massive guru compassionately slows down his high speed, only high-end disciples will catch up with him. Therefore, a spiritual aspirant should wisely look for a teacher who is suitable for his own spiritual size. Moreover, a massive guru is very often cryptic too. Cryptic. He gives short but meaningful teachings. If the disciple is not elevated enough, he will not understand his teacher. For instance, blue cube effervescence, I told you before. And the disciple will think, what did he mean? The experience of a blue cube and the associated effervescence is an experience had in a higher state of consciousness. as the power of the cell rises up through the spinal column and reaches the crown of the head in Sahasrara, when penetrates Sahasrara. These experiences arise during the samadhis, trances of someone who is near liberation. As I explained it to you, you have now a better idea of what that massive teacher meant by blue cube effervescence. But with nobody explaining the things to you, you will be in trouble for the most part. You don't understand the teachings, you cannot follow them either. For example, someone has the experience of a half sphere, orange. So he comes to me, yes, and I will tell, no, it's not a half sphere. It's a big sphere. You see only the half, but it's a whole sphere, palpitating with your heart. So will tell me, yes, it's palpitating with my heart. How did you know? You understand? It's another level of being. The experience exists. The experience of a big orange sphere palpitating with your heart. Experience in meditation. Yogis have. Okay, so this is a vicious circle. If you don't understand, you cannot advance and all the time like this. All in all, the quality of the disciple must be in accordance with the quality of the guru. If the latter is too elevated, you will not be able to understand and follow him unless you are of his caliber. In university, I had some problems too with some teachers. Very elevated, very famous teachers, legends in university, but to follow them is difficult. I remember a physicist in physics, to follow him was hard. In second year, I suppose, in university. It was hard. He was a legend. Oh my God, I want to have a class with this guy. Okay, I had a class with this guy. I couldn't understand him. What the heck the guy was speaking about? You understand? It's very big. And certainly, there are several categories of disciples. For example, beginner, middle, advanced. But now we describe the most common mistakes made by the disciples in general. Obviously, the very advanced ones are not included. Western culture strongly encourages individuality. Western culture is individuality. You can do it. You can, how do they say? Your dream. If you are persevere, you can get your dreams. How is it? You can get your dreams true or something like this. Okay, you can fulfill your dreams. Okay, there is another word that is frequently mentioned in the West: freedom. All the time with freedom. I remember that in Argentina we have a saying that dime de qué te jactas y te diré lo que no tienes, de qué careces. Dime de qué te jactas y te diré de qué careces. That means tell me what you are boasting about and I will tell you what you don't have. You know what is boasting about? When you say all the time, yes, yes, obviously, I have, you know? So you all the time boasting about freedom. I have freedom, I'm free because you are not free. So tell me what you are boasting about and I will tell you what you don't have. So all the time people boast about it. You know what is boast about? Jactarse in Spanish. People all the time, they se jactan. Se jactan. All the time boast about being free. Se jactan de que son libres. In Russian. Они хвастаются, что они свободны. Yes, all the time. In Hungarian, oh my God. Diceketnek azal hoxabadok. Something like this. It's intolerable to pronounce this. In Portuguese. Eles se gaban de serem gratuitos. Gratuitos no, libres, free, no gratuitos, gratis, not for free. Free, without any bondage. Bad translation. And gratuito in Spanish is for free, without money, but it's platinum, but it's not translation. And so all the time they're free, we're free, freedom. No, you're not free. And the more you say you are free, the less free you are. By freedom, most people refer to bodily and mental freedom, of course. Nevertheless, even in the case of mind and body, the vast majority of people on this planet are not free in the fullest sense of word. Yes, your body can be free, your mind can be free. What is a free mind? In a country, you can say whatever you want, yes. Free of speech. Freedom of speech. So, but where are your opinions coming from? It's interesting. Try to find out. The problem with mineral nayavada, with mineral water, is so nice that I drink everything. This is the problem. I need only for my voice, but I drink everything. And with gas, it's very nice. What are the opinions coming? For example, do you like? No, I dislike. Who said that? Hmm?
Ego.
Egos, personality. Who are they? Investigate. Who are they? People inside you, just talking. Are you sure that it's you? In the past, I had many meditation about my opinion. Now, if I have opinions, more or less, they are more or less essentials, my opinions. But in the past, were very ego-related opinions, without any foundation, like this. Yes, an opinion. But when you start to investigate, when I started to investigate, I realized that they came from nowhere, because from nowhere. No solid foundation. For example, my opinion about humankind, for example, is okay. I live near 60 years already, yes, in this planet, watching horror from humankind, so you can have some opinion, okay. But many opinion you have, there is no foundation. No foundation, you cannot prove your opinion. From where? It's very strange, the sensation you have when you investigate. Why? Why not to have the opposite opinion? When you have the opposite opinion, you feel your nothingness. When you feel your nothingness, what happens? Your ego becomes passive because you are telling the truth. Ego cannot live in truth. He lives in lies. That's why this planet is full of lies. Full of lies. Most of things you see on TV is lies. Full of lies. On the media, full of lies. So they cannot stop lying. So ego cannot stop working. When you stop lying, when you consider why this opinion, why not the opposite, you stop lying. So the truth is revealed. You feel your nothingness. That one opinion or the other is the same. Nothing. You feel your machinery, egotistical machinery. So ego becomes passive. And your essence, your real self becomes active. It's alive. Your essence can grow only in truth, not in lies. There's no imagination, lies, no, cannot. Only ego is active. Remove lies, give truth, put truth in front, and your ego collapses. Very hard experience. And so, but they are not really free people, because their mind is free, their body is free. They're at the mercy of the external circumstances all the time. Some people tell me, what are the external circumstances? That people didn't live enough. Yes. If someone asks me this, external circumstances. All of a sudden, Tamas, all of a sudden some sister appear. Yes, Tamas, it is external circumstances. It's not that you are there undisturbed. Yes, I don't care. I will live on the streets with the sun like my roof. Yes, no, you care. Yes, like this. Oh, the cosmos is my roof. I don't care about having a house. I don't care about anything. No, you are not like this. It's imagination. I can live without clothes. What's the problem? Without food. All is you. What's the problem? This is imagination. In practice, any threat to your house, for example, you suffer. Like crazy. Oh my God, I will lose it all. People say, I lost it all. All, they say, all. When they lose the house, it's all. I lost it all. This is because they are identified with the house. And because they don't have any other feeling about themselves apart from the house. So they are attached, but they don't understand that they're attached. And so when Maya wants to move you, yes, she will touch your house. Tuck, and you start to move. I don't have money to pay for a house, something. That's why people commit suicide, because they don't have money, because they feel through money, not through their essence, their real self. When you're in your real self, you cannot commit suicide for money. Stupid. Because you are in your real self. So at that time, you can walk on the street with the sun like your roof, yes, without any problem. At that time, with your real self. Or you can have whatever you want, because you have power, real power. That's why one time with some people was organizing the presentation of my guru in USA when he was new there in USA. Some people was preparing because in the 70s, imagine, and my guru was from India. Some guy, with strange clothes, looking like a beggar sometimes, yes, with his clothes. Who is this guy? Yes, so some people are ashamed of Muktananda, how to present Muktananda in society in USA. So they were chatting with each other, yes, what to do with this guru they have. They need to dress him maybe in a better way, yes, because how to present this Indian guru. Now it's normal Indian people with this dress everywhere, yes, but at that time it was new to Americans. So how? So Muktarana entered the room all of a sudden, opened the door and tell them, I don't need you. I can give grace on the street by myself. This is a free person, really free person. I don't need you. I can give Shaktipata on the streets. So don't go crazy about how to present me, because they were ashamed of their guru, yes. Look at my guru, yes, with these strange clothes he has. And so, like this. I don't need you, but this you are free. So, in real life, the word freedom really means limited bodily and mental freedom. This is freedom. Limited bodily and mental freedom. Somebody might not be in prison for the entire lifetime, but it's never free. It's prone to falling sick at any moment, for example. It's not free. It's doomed to die sooner or later. The body will die sooner or later, and you have to be ready for it. It will happen. It's impossible to stop. Not that it won't happen, baby, because you are beautiful. Yes, Liena, no. It will happen. Oh, I'm beautiful, so it won't happen. No, it will happen. Beautiful, non-beautiful, nice, not nice. It will happen. It's part of the experience of living. Mind can move freely from one idea to another, but it's not fully free because madness is always here like a ghost ready to hunt it. When madness is usual, what is madness in the mind? New ideas. Crazy ideas, yes, we believe, but nobody asks why we are believing these ideas. For example, to think uselessly all day long. This is madness. Why you are thinking the whole day? You got to stop thinking. People call it sanity because everybody is thinking all the time. That's why this is sanity, but it's madness. For instance, if you consult a psychologist, he will very probably tell you that having the mind on the whole day is completely normal. Rarely he or she will recommend you to stop your mind every day for a certain period at least. In this way, madness is accepted by everybody as a normal thing. But if you ask a guru about that, he will tell you that you are crazy if you keep your mind working the whole blessed day. In short, the body is never free because it's doomed to suffer from diseases, death, etc., from its very birth. If your happiness is based on the physical body, I can assure you that you will never be perfectly happy, however hard you may try. All the time some problem. In turn, the mind is always prone to madness in different ways. A stupid but powerful idea can infect it at any moment, and the final result will always be bad. I was reading an article about Hollywood. A woman said, crazy woman, he said, Hollywood needs more diversity. Why only men for Oscars? Only white men for Oscars. This is madness. You can tell me, what is madness? Madness. Diversity is madness. Why it's not good that black men will be for Oscar? No. What is good is that the best actors are nominees for Oscars, whether they are white or black or Chinese or whatever. You understand? It's not that you have to put for grabbing an Oscar 2 white and 2 black, only for diversity. No, you have to put the 4 best actors candidates, whether they are all black, all white, all Chinese. You understand? But they think like this. No, we need 2 and 2. 2 white, 2 black, 2 Chinese, 2 black, 2 white. This is crazy. Why women are not occupying the best position in a company? It may be because they don't want to work there. Or maybe because they are not so good. No, we need women at the company, even if they are not good enough. Diversity, feminism, crazy ideas. All this is crazy. I'm completely sure. No, the best ones have to be in front. It doesn't matter the race, if they are women, men, the best. This is the real idea of selection. Not to put only because of the race or the sex or the gender. Or 2 women and 2 men. They are good, not very good, but they are 2 women. No, you have to put the best. Even if they are 4 women or 4 men. This is the real idea when you select the best, yes, for something. While this diversity and feminism, I'm completely sure is crazy. And people are going crazy, especially in Hollywood. I'm completely sure because I watch movies in Hollywood. From Hollywood, and it's completely nuts, people there. And no, the best. So in the past, it was the best. The idea, yes, the best. Now it's half and half. No, what half and half? It's the best. They don't understand. You understand this idea I have? The best? The best for some position. The best actor, the best actress. It doesn't matter if they are women, men, gays, lesbian, whatever. The best actors and actresses. Not following diversity of feminism. Or 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus. This is a wrong idea. It's a stupid idea. But anyway, it's very popular now. And people are going crazy with this. That's why on movie all the time you see Chinese in the middle, Japanese in the middle, black people in the middle all the time. A lot of, you see why so many? There are not so many black people. No, but it's like this. Because they say two and two. Two is wrong idea. The best. If there are four black men, the best actor, the four black men, the best. Or four white men, or four yellow men, Chinese, Japanese, the best. So the selection is the best, not because of the color of the skin or the gender. What is this craziness? Well, it's like this. It's like I want the best disciples, but they have to be, I know, here all of them are white. No, I need black disciples. No, if I don't have black disciples because they are not the best around me, sorry, it's not because I'm racist. It's because the best disciples for now are white. What to do? In the future, I have black disciple. Okay, welcome. But it's like this. It's not that you select because of the color. You look at this crazy. But it's, in the world, they are now ruling this idea. It's crazy idea, diversity, all this feminism, all coming from socialism, all these crazy ideas, but very popular now. And someone can ask me, why all the time you have only white disciples? Why not yellow or black? So I had to grab disciple by force to put some black and yellow to have diversity. No, it's not like so. Oh, why you have only two women, not more? Why not don't you have how many disciples here? Two, 5, 9. Why don't you have two only and 7 men? Why? Because it's like this. For now, it's only two women. No, you have to have half and half. Well, this crazy idea is very popular in the world, unfortunate. And people watching movies like me have to suffer these ideas. Yes, crazy ideas. So we don't receive the best. We receive half and half. You can analyze human history and see how stupid, powerful ideas have infected humankind in the past. Yes, stupid ideas. Someone start to tell that, oh, the Jews are bad, so everybody following these ideas and start to kill Jews and Jews in disaster. Yes, and why? Nobody knows why, really. It's a stupid idea. Entered the mind of people and started to say that Jews were bad. And why? There is no proof, nothing. Okay, start to kill. Well, the same thing is happening right now too. For example, you turn on your TV. Anyone still using this thing? TV is so old. TV is. You will see a lot of documentaries dealing with modern science. Along with the good contents, you also receive the garbage in the form of ideas stating that life started from the union of some atoms and so on, or that the human beings evolved from apes. It's a crazy idea. From apes, we come from apes. No, we were created human already. What is it? No, we come from apes. No. We were created humans by God already. People cannot understand. We cannot come in from apes. No. That's why they can never find the lost link between apes and human. No. Human are created human. I'm not coming from an ape, let alone from bacteria floating in the space in a comet or something. No. Coming from him. He created. This is the right idea. You understand? What is kind of crazy idea? But or that your ancestors are ancient sea creatures, yes, from the sea coming, and you are coming from them. No, I was created by him, and all of you too. And he lives in me, like me. This is the right idea. All this garbage coming from others' mind is infectious. Infectious. Think by yourself. Because it always ignores the presence of a higher intelligence which is responsible for all these processes. It's as if such processes happen naturally, the natural selection by Darwin. No, it's an intelligence intervening without any superior intelligence controlling them. That's completely false, simply because you are not mere matter. And to make the things worse, such modern theories omit the existence of a creative force that is superior to the human beings. These stupid ideas might seem harmless, but through repetition, people begin to believe that they are true. It's normal now, yes, to see Darwin's natural selection by Darwin, yes, normal. This is the way madness works. Therefore, if someone is going to build his happiness and welfare on this creature prone to madness, that is the mind, I can assure him that he will not be perfectly happy and well ever, because the mind can never be totally freed from the constant bombing of crazy ideas. Half and half. No. Finally, there is the self, Shiva. The self is a real AI. Someone who builds his happiness and welfare on him is sure to be successful. Such a person does not have to waste his time trying to turn his physical body into immortal and the like. You know, people doing this, trying to be immortal with a physical body. It's impossible, because this body is doomed to failure from the very start. Such a person does not have to waste his time trying to modify his mind so that it will contain only good ideas either. At the beginning, such a person must learn how to stop his mind, at least for short periods of time every day. Next, at the middle stage, he will have to meditate on his mind as being the power of the self, Shakti. At an advanced stage, he will have to learn how to move his eye consciousness from mind body to the self, himself. In the end, that person will not keep the association between the self and mind body, and he will accordingly enjoy perfect happiness forever. When he was ignorant, he believed that his self or real I was his mind and body. As a result, all that occurred to his mind and body was perceived by him as occurring to himself. Now, after having achieved spiritual enlightenment, perfect happiness, he realizes that his self is never associated with mind and body. Consequently, all that happens to mind and body has nothing to do with himself. Let his body continue living, or let his mind contain white thoughts. It's none of my business. Let his body die, or let his mind go crazy. It's none of my business anyway. This is the attitude of a liberated person. That is a real person with real power, because he's alive. Ego is dead. My previous discourse will be useful in order to understand the main mistake that practically all disciples make at some point of their spiritual path. Mistake by disciples. First mistake. What is the first mistake? It's usually they do not listen to their gurus. Their opinion is more important than the teachings of their gurus. It's a very common mistake. This mistake is pretty usual. Indeed, it's based on a strong feeling of supposed individuality and freedom, which is all imagination only. This feeling is strongly encouraged by modern spiritual ignorance, especially in the West. For example, one is the architect of his own destiny. Yes? Someone said this in the past and people believed. Or we live in a free country. Or if I had had the opportunity, things would have been different. Yes, this mentality. If I had the opportunity, things would have been different. Oh, really? no, etc. If you examine these phrases, you will notice that all of them are based on a strong feeling of individuality and freedom. So someone else made a mistake. God maybe, not me. I was born in the wrong place. God made a mistake. That's why I had no opportunity. No, you were born in the right place for you to develop. This is the right idea. What are you now? In the right place to develop your real life in you. This is the right idea. The wrong idea, oh, God was mistaken. Look at me. That's why I'm so bad, because God was mistaken with me. There is no mistake. There is a laboratory where all these bodies are made in the sun. And from the sun, these bodies are carried to the earth. There is no mistake in the place where you are born. A superior intelligence decides, and you are born there. Thank God I was born in the country of God. Thank God. God is my country. Because God is Argentinian, you know. So thank God I was born there. But like this. Why? For you to develop. Not for you to have a family, to have sex, no. For you to develop your real life. For this. Only. For you to have money, no. For you to develop your real life. This is the best place for you. Unfortunately, except in the case of enlightened people, the human being is neither the architect of his destiny, nor does live in a free country, nor could have done something different if he had the opportunity. It's all imagination. You did what you did, and you could never do something different. You understand me? What did you do in the past? Oh my God, if now I can return, I can fix it. No, you will do the same. Oh, why you are telling me this? Imagination. This is hard to swallow. I know, but one must abandon such illusions if he wants to achieve liberation. One cannot attain real freedom if he supposes that he's totally free from the starting point. Therefore, the first task of a spiritual aspirant is not to do something, but to stop doing something. Namely, to stop thinking that he's free. Because freedom, the attainment of freedom, makes sense when you are not free. If you are free, doesn't make sense. That's why most people, they don't look for freedom, because they are already free in their imagination. When it comes to the spiritual teacher-disciple relationship, this plague, known as a strong feeling of supposed individuality and freedom, keeps playing its infectious role. That's why a disciple advances slowly for the most part. He simply does not listen to his guru. He has better ideas instead. The guru said, don't meditate more than 1 hour and a half, and he meditates 2 hours. You know the way disciples are. Why he told me 1 hour and a half? No, maybe I can cross. Okay, 2 hours. So all the time the disciple advance slowly, because they don't listen to the guru. The guru will tell him not to meditate for more than 1 hour and a half every day. He will do so for some time. But in due course, a lot of disciples will meditate for longer than that. Why? Because of spiritual ignorance. When this happens, the system of the disciple will be damaged sooner or later. There is a reason for that, which I cannot explain here because it's off topic. Anyway, beyond the damage to his system, there is another invisible damage occurring. The institution called Guru Disciple was established by Shiva, the Supreme Lord, in the scriptures. When a disciple crosses the line as far as obedience to his spiritual teacher is concerned, he's also breaking all the laws that the self had established for the guru-disciple relationship. Consequently, he stopped being a disciple of that guru, while he continued with his disobedience. This being the case, what's the point of meditating for more than 1 hour and a half then? You don't have guru at that time. To try to realize the self by breaking his own rules is absolutely nonsensical. Nobody will be able to do it that way. One day, that very guru tells his disciple that he is now allowed to meditate for more than 1 hour and a half every day, provided he meets certain conditions. There's a mistake. For example, celibacy. If the disciple behaves as he should, he advances quickly. But if he crosses the line again, his system will be damaged again. Meditation is not a toy you play with, but a powerful method to realize the self. If you do not follow the instruction of your spiritual teacher, you will fail in the end. There is no doubt about it. You will fail not only because your system will be damaged sooner or later, but because you cannot realize the self without paying due respect to his laws. The Supreme Lord established that the guru-disciple relationship must follow certain rules. For example, obedience to the guru. If you break this, you cannot expect to realize the self. It is self who reveals himself to the disciple out of his free will. If the self does not want to do so, you will not realize him, however hard you try. So certainly, the methods are very important when it comes to self-realization, but it's much more important the way you treat your guru and his teachings. You are free to follow your own ideas about the spirituality, but this is never recommended. If you are able to become a free person on your own, then you would not need a guru in the first place. You need a guru, so you are not able to do it on your own. So, if I tell you, read Shiva Sutras to be liberated, and you read Bhagavad Gita, so it's not working. Why? Because I know by practice that liberation is in Shiva Sutras and not in Bhagavad Gita, according to my tradition. You cross the line and you insist on reading Bhagavad Gita instead, you won't get liberation ever. You understand? It's so simple. It's like going to a mountain. You are a beginner. You don't know how to climb the mountain, this big mountain. So you need a guide. And the guide tells you, okay, you have a lot of muscles in your body. You are very strong. A lot of muscles. So you will lose oxygen faster than if you are thin. So I said, I don't care, I can do it. No. You have a lot of muscle, it's dangerous. You need some oxygen protection for climbing the mountain. So you are stubborn and you climb up despite the guide advice. And you will discover at a certain altitude that you don't have oxygen enough. You will have some edema in your lung, or you can die even from this edema. Edema, how to say in English? Edema in Spanish. Some edema, and the guide, edema, yes, edema. And the guide will have to help you in the mountain and transport you to the valley again, because you will die. So first condition to climb a mountain is not to have a lot of muscles. Better. Because the more muscle you have, develop muscle, the more oxygen you need. Understand? Many things you don't know. So you are thinking, okay, you have more chances to climb and survive. Next, you have to follow your guide. Your guide said, no, there, no, here. You have to obey or you will die. It's obvious. Yes, in a mountain, it's more obvious. But with the guru, it's not so obvious. So you start to say, oh, well, I will adapt this technique according to my viewpoint. No, it's not working. It's not working. In a mountain, it's obvious because you'll die. You will die. It's very obvious. Don't go there. Come here. No, don't do this. No, don't do that. Because the guy knows. Because the guy climbed the mountains many times, so he knows what's happening there. I remember one time I saw an expedition to a high mountain in Argentina, and I saw some guys like this, advancing like this. Uh, Another guys moving around, jumping and telling them, come on, come on, come on. The guides with oxygen enough in them, yes. Come on, move, move. And the other guy like this. So the guys couldn't intervene, couldn't help them, yes, moving like this. But all the time shouting at them, move, move, move. They couldn't tolerate the altitude, more than 5,000 meters, and you start to collapse. You are not ready, yes. And it was a contest about climbing. And the guys so fresh around them jumping and shouting. I said, what is happening to these people? No, the guys, seeing all of them. And okay, so when mountain people are more are more prone to common sense, but with the spiritual path, no, they have good ideas. This is the problem. That's why they don't advance fast. You have devotion to your guru and you followed your guru instruction, you advance fast in spiritual. You have better ideas, you have no, slow. It's like this. But you are so accustomed, you are so used to be free in your imagination that you don't understand it. All the time you adapt the teachings. I repeat, the notion that one is an individual full of freedom is taken for granted, especially in the West. You cannot imagine how effective this plague is in slowing down the advance of people who are desirous to realize the self. I delayed 27 years. Why? Because of this notion. I can do it by myself. Oh, I know what is better for me. It should be considered to be a pest because it really is one. I can affirm that this plague is the root cause of 50% or more of all the problems a disciple runs into on his spiritual path. Many will never overcome it. Indeed, this sickness is constantly strengthened by almost all that is around a disciple. How to realize the self in a world which is always encouraging exactly the opposite? Well, the disciple will have to manage to overcome all the obstacles in his way, or he will not be able to attain self-realization. It's that simple. Hence, this task is not for timid people, but for real warriors. Real freedom is not cheap at all. It has to be, there is a mistake. It has to be gained. Okay. Second mistake by disciples. I will summarize now because we are finishing already the satsanga. They assign a good or a bad ego to the self. Second mistake. Shiva is inconceivable. He's good, bad, and something else too. And at the same time, he's neither good nor bad, etc. You cannot say what he really is. He cannot even be delineated in thought by any means. This is not my invention, but a truth established in the scriptures. When a disciple assigns a good or a bad attribute to him, this could be useful for some time, but in order to finally achieve spiritual enlightenment, he must realize him as he really is, inconceivable, not like good or bad, yes, like a human. He's punishing me or he's giving me rewards. The difference between a devotee and a disciple is that the former is not formally initiated into the spiritual path, while the latter is. The disciple is initiated, the devotee no. Okay, I will speak about this in depth in the next satsanga. They sign a good or a bad ego of this, to the self. Page 102. Page 101, 102 in the book. For today is enough. Om Namah Shivaya.